Hi, you guys. Welcome. My name is Heather Jones. I am the #1 intuitive teacher in the world, and I teach you the 7 keys for free. When you have these 7 keys, it unlocks your truth because, you guys, key number 1 is you've been silenced. We have been taught a lie, you guys. The biggest lie that we have been taught is that our pain is bad and that we need to silence our pain as fast as we possibly can. And so I am here to tell you, I am here to share with everyone in the entire world that you have been lied to, and that when you learn these 7 keys, okay, these 7 keys will help unlock your truth. So when you're dealing with physical pain, doctors can't explain, you can literally heal yourself in seconds, okay? So key number 1 is your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is the secret messenger of the body. If you're just hearing this for the first time, you know more than 95% of the world. Because 95% of the world, we are taught to silence our pain as fast as we can. And when you silence your pain, you literally silence your truth, okay? And then you're stuck with chronic pain, 10-10 pain for years. And I teach this information because I spent 10 years certifying and over, thanks for the love, and over 10 holistic modalities. I spent over $15,000 in certifications to learn these 7 keys and to learn that I didn't need them. To learn that I always had the answer, and the answer was that we have intuition. Our body literally speaks to us. It gives us a yes and a no. And I'm not the only one who teaches this, okay? Doctors have proven this. Scientists have proven this, that your body speaks to you. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the rose. So you guys, your body speaks to you. Every single time you prayed to God for an answer, every single time you asked for guidance, you have been given a yes or a no. Okay? It is your intuition. It is discernment. It never lies. It always tells the truth. So I'm going to teach you these 7 keys for free. And when you have these 7 keys and how to get your yes and no, it unlocks truth. It unlocks all healing. Why is this not well known? Because if everybody knew this, the matrix would break. It would literally destroy the system. What system? The system that is meant to keep you broke and stuck and sick. And how did they do that? They said, if we can get them from the day they're born to silence their truth, right? Your truth is your intuition. Your truth is pain. Pain is just communication. If we teach people to silence their truth from day 1, we have them trapped and we can control them for the rest of their lives. So you guys, I'm going to teach you the 7 keys for free. I'm going to teach you how to get a yes or a no so that you can test exactly what your body is trying to tell you, because you are tired, you are triggered, you're overwhelmed, you're exhausted, you're sick, you're dealing with a 10-10 pain. And the truth is that you have the answers you always had. But we've been gaslit, we've been masked, we've been silenced by our parents, by our teachers, by our coaches, by our pastors, by our bishops, by our prophets. We have been gaslit. We have been taught since we were little kids to shut up, to be quiet, to listen to me. I'm the boss. You're not the boss. You don't know. I know. Okay, so then what happens? We're 30, 40, 50, 60-year-olds who don't believe in ourselves. We gaslight ourselves. We think everybody else knows the answers, and we give all of our external validation. We get external validation from everybody else. When God said, Jesus literally said, all the answers are in you. Everything you seek is within. Every single thing you seek is within. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get my healing frequency sound in the back. Keeps me grounded. All right, so you guys ready for the 7 keys? Get a pen and paper, write these keys down. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow me because you don't want to lose me, okay? First, let me tell you why you should follow me. I'm the #1 intuitive teacher in the world. I teach these keys so simply. You don't need certifications to learn these things, okay? Thanks for the love. I certified in NLP hypnosis, quantum healing hypnosis therapy, theta, emotion code, MAP, Innerwise, breakthrough. The list goes on, okay? Reiki master. I certified in all those things. I spent the last decade in certifications, only to realize after one last certification, right? I spent $1,000 in MAP because I thought, oh, one more thing. I need one more thing. And then it was the same exact thing that I learned over and over and over again with this huge way how to test what's wrong and clear. And I said, this is bullcrap. Okay? After working with hundreds of women across the world, I realized every single time I would work with them, they'd go from a 10-10 pain to seconds. And I'm like, how is this possible? It's possible because you've always had the answers. All I did was hold sacred space, had the 7 keys so that you can unlock your truth. Simple. It is so stupid simple, you guys, that your kids can do this. And in my $27 advanced guide, I teach you how to do this. So you can learn how and you can teach your kids how. It's that easy. Okay? It is so stupid, simple, easy. So you guys, key number 1, your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is the secret messenger of the body. Pain is the messenger. Pain is communication. That's all it is. Pain is just our body's way of saying, hey, there's something off here. We need to fix it. But you've silenced your pain for so long that your messenger literally is screaming at you to listen. And a 10-10 pain, chronic inflammation. Okay? And you guys know what I do on my lives that's so incredible? I literally take people from a 10-10 pain to a 0 in minutes on this live, and I prove to you that these keys work. So key number 1, you guys, stop silencing your truth. When is the last time, thanks to the love, you stopped and asked your body, wow, thank you for showing me this pain. What is this pain? Because I'll tell you what I don't do anymore. I don't gaslight my kids and just run to the medicine cabinet when they're sick. I ask their bodies, what's wrong? What do you need? So last week, my son threw up, my little 4-year-old. He didn't have a fever. He wasn't complaining of a stomach ache. He just went in the living room and blah. So I tested using these 7 keys that I'm going to teach you. I tested, was it physical, emotional, generational, absorbed? He absorbed energy, okay? Me and my husband kind of got in a little argument. He took on that energy. His body knew it wasn't his, so what did he do? He purged it out of his body. So this is why I teach the keys, you guys, because we need to stop gaslighting ourselves. We need to stop silencing our truth with painkillers or drugs or alcohol or binge eating or whatever it is you choose, whatever method you choose to silence your truth. So that's key number 1, okay? Write these down or get my free guide. I list the 7 keys in my free guide. All right, key number 2, you guys, it could be physical. Your body literally could have a parasite, a nutrient deficiency, or a toxin. But which one? Because I see a lot of you guys running on the TikTok parasite train when parasites aren't the problem. It's a toxin. Or toxins aren't the problem. It's a nutrient deficiency. Or nutrient deficiencies aren't the problem. It's one of the 6 spiritual keys. So you guys have a yes or no system. You have a system that tells you exactly what's wrong with a 99.9% accuracy. So the system I teach you in my $27 advanced intuitive testing guide is a system I learned in it's called Innerwise in Germany. Okay? He's not the only one that taught it. I had people messaging me all the time. Have you heard of this guy? Have you heard of this guy? Have you heard of this scientist? They literally teach the same thing. And I'm like, yes, I love it. I certified in those things. But I spent thousands and thousands of dollars to learn their system when that's bullcrap. You don't need certifications. You need your yes and no, and you need the 7 keys. Okay? So if you test yes that it's physical and that it's a toxin, which toxin? Because we're not playing a needle in a haystack guessing game here in my live. We don't do that here. Here, we get the $27 guide and we go to the chart that has toxins. We go to the chart that has toxins, trapped emotions, nutrient deficiencies, and we ask which one. And then when we get the one, we ask, what do I need to take or how do I clear this? And if it's not 90 to 100% effective, then I'm not taking it. And you can test for that too. I teach you how to test in my $27 guide. Because you guys are taking supplements that you're literally pooping out of the toilet. It's like not even affecting your body at all. You're doing parasite cleanses and you don't have the parasites. You're doing toxin detoxes and your body doesn't need that. Okay? So we're going through the keys guide. Key number 1 is it could be physical. But what? And what do I need to take? That's going to be 90 to 100% effective at getting to the root. Does this make sense, you guys? Yeah? All right, so key number 2, it could be physical. And you could know with a 99.9% accuracy with what? Exactly what. So let's go to the key number 3. Do you know that you can have trapped emotions from childhood? Do you know that if you have ever had sexual trauma, physical trauma, religious trauma, emotional trauma, spiritual trauma, and you have not talked to that little person, your little you, when they were 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 25, you have left them in the dust. They're still waiting for you to go back and tell them the truth about what happened to you, because you did not have the mental capacity to say that what was happening to you was not right and was not okay. So when I was 3 and 4 and 5 being physically abused, okay, I didn't understand that that was wrong and that what was being done to me was not okay. As an adult, I could look back and sure of a heck say, wow, I was literally abused as a child, physically abused. When I was 5 and 6 and 7 being sexually traumatized by babysitters, okay, I did not have the mental capacity to say what was happening to me and that that was wrong. Thanks for the love. So as an adult, I could look back and say, wow, I was 5, 6, 7 years old. That was not okay. That never should have happened. That was not my fault. Thanks for the shades. Okay? So if you test yes, how do you test? You have a yes and no that always tells the truth. It never lies. It's your intuition. It is your gift from God. When you tap into your yes and no and you say, yes, it's a trapped emotion, then we can get to exactly which emotion from what age and clear it in seconds. You can literally do this work in seconds. You can go from a 10-10 pain to a 0 in seconds. How do I know? Because we do this on my live every single day. How do I know? Thanks for the love. Because I do this with clients and customers every single day. And if the whole world knew this, it would be a different world. And I'm speaking truth because every key I live through. I lived through every single key. Okay? So we're going through the 7 keys. Thanks for the love. Key number 1, your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is the secret messenger of the body. It's just communication. It's not bad. Pain is not bad. It just lets us know something's wrong. Key number 2, it could be physical. It could be a parasite, a toxin, or a nutrient deficiency. Which one? Do you know that you could test with a 99.9% accuracy which one? Okay? Do you know if you go to the doctors in America and you say, hey, I think I have parasites, they're probably going to laugh at you. And then if you want to get tested, you have to pay out of pocket to get tested. Do you know if you have a nutrient deficiency, they will not test for that unless you pay out of pocket? Hey, Emma, welcome back, love. Do you know if you have a toxin buildup, they're not going to test for that unless you pay out of pocket? How do I know? Because my son had severe behavioral issues. He is on the high level functioning autistic. I went to the doctors. It was going to be $3,000 for me to test out of pocket these things. But guess what? I had the 7 keys. Guess what I tested? Yeah, there was something physically going on. Guess what? He had lots of inflammation in his stomach that was causing him to have behavioral problems, okay? So let's go to the next key, you guys. Emotional trauma. You can have emotional trauma, okay? If you have not cleared or went back to your little self and said, hey, that wasn't okay, that wasn't cool. What happened to you? No bueno. It's not your fault, okay? You're still stuck in that timeline, okay? I'm not the only one that teaches this, but I am the only one that teaches it for free and how to get a yes and no in seconds in my $27 guide. All right, let's go to the next key. Yeah, Mark, if you have lots of emotional trauma, okay, talk therapy is not going to clear your trauma. Bringing up the story over and over and over again about your abuse is not going to heal the abuse, okay? You can use these 7 keys. You can unlock your truth in seconds and release it, and it never has to affect you again. Oh, Yesenia, you might be carrying a lot of energy for your son. We call it issues in our tissues. I love that. Yeah. Okay, you guys, let's go to the next key. Generational trauma. Generational trauma. They have proven this through epigenetics, you guys. I'm not a scientist, but guess what? The scientists have proven this through mice, that you can have phobias, fears, sicknesses, diseases passed down generationally from your parents. What did I do to help my son's inflammation? I used the 7 keys to test. I'm teaching you the 7 keys for free. I teach you how to get your yes and no. In my free guide, you can get your 7 keys and how to test yes or no. It's going to take a little bit longer because you use your whole body to get a yes and no. In my $27 guide, I teach you in seconds in seconds how to get a yes and no, yes and no. So with my 7 keys, my son had behavioral issues. I said, okay, God, Spirit, Holy Ghost, higher self, please tell me what is causing my son's behavioral problems. And then I have the other keys. Is it physical? Is it emotional? Is it generational? And guess what? I got physical. I got physical. But it's either going to be a parasite, a toxin, or a nutrient deficiency. Which one? Because we don't play the guessing game here. So I have charts in my $27 guide that has the emotions, the nutrient deficiencies, the toxins, the parasites, so that when you have your yes and no, you can test exactly within 99.9% accuracy which nutrient deficiency, which toxin. And then once you figure out what it is, you can ask or research or search on Google what products help with this. But then you have a system to test yes or no, what product is going to work. And if it doesn't work 90 to 100% efficiency, if it's not going to get to the root cause 90 to 100%, I'm not buying it. It's emotional first, always. Yep, most things always start as energy. Everything is energy, you guys. Okay. It could be emotional trauma. It could be generational trauma. Things passed down generationally from mom and from dad. Is this like kinesiology muscle testing? So I'm certified muscle tester and kinesiology. I could not do that. I couldn't do this or this or this or this. I couldn't. So I learned a system in called Innerwise in Germany. And you can test yes or no. So stupid easy. Your kids could do it and you can't mess it up. Once you find the emotional trauma, do you guide how to overcome it? Yes. So on my live, we are going to take people with a 10-10 pain and we're going to get them to a 0 in minutes. I'm going to teach you exactly how to release. Okay? So we're going through the keys, you guys. Key number 4 is generational trauma. So generational trauma has been proven through epigenetics that you can have things passed down through mom and dad. How fair is that? Do you know that you can have something physically wrong with your body that's causing you physical pain and it's not even yours, and that once you test yes to it, you can clear it in seconds? Literal seconds. Okay? How? Well, when you have your yes and no and you have the 7 keys and you test yes to generational, you can know exactly who, mom or dad, and how many generations back and what emotion. Yeah, Emma, I'll write you down, love. Okay? So generational trauma. Of course, Rachel, I would love that. Rachel from Ireland. Rachel Hillard, I wish I could hear you speak. All right, you guys, my dad served in Vietnam. Okay, he was a vet. He came back with extreme PTSD, alcoholism. He was very physically abusive, okay? He did not have the tools nor the capability to be able to heal himself. Nor was that generation open to men crying or having emotions. You either shut up, you be quiet, and you don't definitely cry, or else you're weak, okay? Guess what his dad served in the army. His dad had extreme PTSD, trauma, was physically abusive. So you see how things can be passed down generationally. So then my mom, my sweet little mom, okay, when she was a little girl, she was sexually traumatized. Multiple times, different family members, okay? Guess what her mom had? Sexual trauma from her stepdad. When she was very little, her mom didn't believe her, slapped her across the face, called her a liar. Guess what? Her mom, sexually traumatized as a little girl, alcoholic. So there's generational traumas on both sides that I picked up. Guess what? I had physical trauma and sexual trauma as a little girl. Okay? I carried that with me until I was well late into my 30s, and I never knew the truth. I never knew that I had a tool called my intuition that could tell me what I was carrying and that I could let that go. Okay? I was 32 years old when I learned that. How sad and pathetic is that? So I teach these 7 keys for free, and I teach you how to get a yes or no, because everyone should know this information. We have been gaslit since we were little kids and silenced, because they knew if they silenced our truth the day we were born, we would always second doubt ourselves, and we would always need other people's handouts and external validation and painkillers and all the things. Hey, Jeanette, welcome back, love. Okay, so generational trauma. Okay, where are my empaths in here? Where are the people who could feel energy? You can cut energy with a knife. Okay, family reunions are hard for you. Not pathetic, but said yes. Yeah. Okay, here, I'm here. Yep, me. Yeah, I'm sure every single one of you, well, we are all empaths, but some of you are like sponges. You just suck up the energy wherever you go. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys something. Do you know about quantum entanglement? All my empaths here. Who here knows about quantum entanglement? Okay. Do you know when you're in a room with someone that our energies literally blend together? That's what's called quantum entanglement. And after about 20 minutes of standing next to someone, your guys' energies kind of connect. Now, sometimes what happens is when you leave that person, okay, oh, my ring's coming off. When you leave that person, you take some of their energy with you. That is absorbed energy. That is not yours. So sometimes when you leave a family reunion or you hang out with toxic people or toxic coworkers, you come home and you feel that energy because you literally took their energy and you claimed it as yours. Paula, if you don't believe this is not for you, but this is true, okay? So you can take on someone's energy as your own. You can absorb it. Hi, baby.
Could I put in the snow?
Yeah. Okay? So how do you know if you've taken on someone's energy? You can test. You have the 7 keys. Okay? So the other day I got off a live and my chest was hurting. I felt pressure and I tested, what is this? And I tested absorbed. I had taken on someone's energy as mine. But because I recognized that, I cleared it in seconds. So you guys, I'm just teaching you these keys and this truth so you can test in seconds what you've taken on and you can clear it. Now, for all of you empaths, you can protect your energy, but we're not taught how to do that, okay? And all you do is command it to be protected. When I go into my family's house, I'm going to be protected, seal me up with energy and light and love, okay? You just command it. There's so many different ways to do so many different things, you guys, and that's why there's so many certifications, but it's so simple and easy. You just command it with your word, with your mouth. You just command it to be. When you have the keys and you pick up one of these things that you absorbed energy and you test from who, guess what? You command it to go back to sender with love. Okay? So, absorbed energy, for all my empaths in here, you can let it go. It's not yours. You do not have to carry it anymore. Okay? And eventually over time, you're going to recognize in seconds whose energy you took and you're going to give it back to them. Oh, nice. Yeah. Return to sender and delete. Yes. Okay. So you guys, we're going to go into the next key. So we're going through the 7 keys. I give you the keys for free in my free guide. And I teach you a way how to get yes and no. It uses your whole body, so it does take longer. People get frustrated. But in my $27 guide, I teach you how to get a yes or no. In seconds, I teach you all the keys, all the questions. You get all the guides. You also learn how to do this for other people. Exactly how I do it. Okay? We also go into money blocks. Yes, good energy and bad. What are the 7 keys? We're going through them right now. So we're going to go through the next key. So key number 1, your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is a secret messenger of the body. It doesn't just speak through you through pain, though. Some people have money blocks, relationship blocks. Okay? They have diseases. They have infections. They have something that's not right. That is key number 1, becoming aware. Instead of silencing the truth by masking with everything, we're just listening and asking, becoming aware. Okay, that's key number 1. Key number 2 is you could have something physically causing you chronic pain or a block. Okay, it's either going to be a parasite, a nutrient deficiency, or a toxin. And I have those charts so you can look under and know exactly which one is causing you pain with a 99.9% accuracy. Okay. It could be emotional trauma. You could, if you were sexually traumatized, physically, religiously, emotionally abused as a child, okay, you can have, sciatica, that's key number 1. If you have not gone back and cleared that, that could be causing you actual physical pain. You can have generational trauma. Trauma is passed down through mom and dad. They've proven this through epigenetics. Okay, you can absorb energy. You can actually take someone's energy on as your own. Okay? Next key, you guys, is the spiritual key. I love the spiritual key. Why? Because I grew up Christian. I'm Christian. I love God. I love Jesus. I love scriptures. Okay, I read all the scriptures. I read the scriptures taken out of the Bible. I read the Bible. I read the book of Jubilees, the book of Enoch, the missing book of Isaiah, the Gospel of Mary, the Gospel of the Essenes. I read them all. And it really bothered me as a Christian that when we would talk about Jesus casting demonic entities out of people and casting them into swine, and then when he would teach Peter, James, and John how to cast out demonic entities, like people who actually had possession with demonic entities, or people would see demonic entities, people would look at them like they're crazy. The Apocrypha, yes. So me as a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old little girl who was terrified because I saw with my own eyes demonic entities, shadow beings who would morph and shapeshift, who would stand at the front of my parents' door so that when I woke up from a night terror, from sleep paralysis, I couldn't speak or move. Yeah, I'm not the only one, okay? So when I had people who would try to gaslight me as an adult and say, no, that was just your inner child, that was just your imagination, that was just shadow work, bullcrap. Bullcrap. I was a 4-year-old little girl. I was not possessed by Satan. I was not a lower vibrational being. I did not have any shadow work to do. I was a baby. I was a child. Okay? If you do not believe in these things, you do not believe in spiritual warfare, then these keys are not for you and they will not work for you. I used to be really polite and kind and say change the language, but I'm not changing my language anymore. The spiritual key is if you have a demonic entity, an unclean spirit, a familiar, or a fiery dart of the adversary, and you test yes, you can know exactly what it is and you can clear it in seconds. So what my truth is that you have power over everything. You are so powerful. So when I was a little girl, I didn't know that, nor was I taught my power. So it wasn't until my 30s when I certified as a Reiki master and I awakened to my spiritual gifts and the veil became thin again that I started seeing demonic entities again. I saw the tall shadow hat man in my house. But this time I knew my power. This time when I went into my kitchen and that tall shadow hat man saw me and it saw that I saw it, it ran out of my house so fast I didn't even have to pray or say anything. So when you have the 7 keys and you test yes to spiritual, and everything is in these keys, you guys, everything you need to unlock your truth and your healing is in these 7 keys. And I give them to you for free. So when I stepped into my kitchen and you guys, I'm a freaking queen. I do not bow down to anybody. I know God and Jesus and my Heavenly Mother. We are thick as thieves. We are tight. I get pure direction from source. That is my yes and no. And when I see demonic entities or unclean things, I have set terms to my spiritual I have spiritual boundaries that are so tight. Okay, I teach you this in my spiritual mastery course. I have set terms to my spiritual antenna. So those things know that they cannot hurt me or affect me. End of story, period, point blank. But there's people walking around who are just totally clueless and blindsided, and then they're gaslit by saying, oh, there's no such thing as possession or demonic entities or fiery darts of the adversary, even though these things are in scripture. Okay? So, let's go to the other side of the spiritual key. Hi, Katrina. So there's an upside to the spiritual key. What is the upside? So how many of you guys here are dealing with ringing in the ears, massive, massive fatigue, you guys? Like, it's been crazy. Exhaustion, overwhelm. Yeah, you guys, my ears have been ringing like crazy. Like my head goes into like tuning into a radio frequency and it's like, yeah, it's really, really, really overwhelming right now. But can I tell you something that's so incredibly awesome is that we are going through a mass ascension. The earth is ascending, okay? The sun is beaming frequencies on us. We see northern lights everywhere. Our bodies are vibrating at a higher vibrational frequency. Your bodies are taking a little bit longer to integrate. It's called integration. Okay, that's why so many people are having these spiritual awakenings. Massive awakenings. Like the blindfolds are coming off, you guys. We are seeing truth left and right. Yeah. So what do you do if you test yes for spiritual, but it's ascension symptoms? It's our body integrating. Somebody said grounding. Yep, that's when you're going to ground. You're going to go, you're going to drink water. You're going to go hug a tree, right? So I always want to know what my pain is trying to tell me. So if my body is speaking through ringing in the ears or feeling tired and fatigued, I can tap in. And if I tap into the spiritual key and its ascension symptoms, that means that I need to respect my body, that if I need to take a nap, I'm not going to shame my body for needing sleep. I'm going to say, take a nap. You're integrating. Why do I feel a vibration or humming at night and can't go to sleep? Test. test. Which key is this? Ooh, I was 5 when I saw goat, man. Head as a goat. Yeah. I think that's the B word. Baphomet. Anyways. Emma, I see you. Are you talking about the money block? Yeah. So in about 30 minutes, we're going to do one-on-ones, you guys, so I could show you how these keys work and how we can get people from a 10-10 in seconds. So if you're new here or you just joined, make sure you're following me. Make sure you're hearting and make sure you share it with people who need truth. I am the only person that I know of that teaches these keys and this information for free. I certified in over 10 holistic modalities. I spent over $15,000 in certifications to learn these keys. I wish somebody gave me these 7 keys for free and told me that I could test yes or no for everything with a 99.9% accuracy. I wish somebody would have told me this. And I'm giving them to you for free. What are these keys? These keys are parameters, are tools, are keys to unlock your truth. When you unlock your truth, you release the pain. There is no way to spiritually bypass your trials and your trauma. Your trials and your trauma are #training. #training. You cannot bypass your training. So what does that mean? That means people are praying and begging God to become millionaires, but they're not doing the work to recognize why they're not. That's why people are praying and asking for the pain to go away, but they're not asking the pain, what is the lesson or the reason why you're here? Okay, that's called spiritually bypassing. And so many people try to do that with happy thoughts. Just think happy thoughts. Just say happy affirmations. Just believe it in your mind and you'll manifest it in seconds. That's a whole bunch of baloney. Okay? That is spiritual bypassing. But I can tell you that once you have the keys, you can test, do I have a money block? You can test, is my pain physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, or absorbed? So that you can release the truth faster in seconds. Okay? All right, so let's go to the next key, the very last key. Yeah, the pain should take us to insight. It does. Pain is literally the messenger. You have to go through the pain for the pain to leave your body. Okay? You can't push it down and hope it just disappears. Doc to tell me it's a test or a key. So these are 7 keys to test so you can unlock your truth. Yes, peace. Yes, you're amazing girl. Been studying this since 2010. Yeah, I'm not the only one that teaches these things. People come on here and like, is that emotion code? Is that this? Is that that? Is that this? Is that? And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's part of it. But I've taken all my decades of learning. I recognized everything's in these 7 keys. So when you get your yes and no and you have the 7 keys, you can literally heal yourself in seconds. You can literally know exactly what's wrong in seconds. I work with psychics. I work with mediums. I work with healers who have a practice and they're so frustrated. Like with me, with Reiki, it would just take way too long. And now in seconds, I can feel this energy is blocked. What is this? Is it physical, emotional, spiritual, generational? Is it hers? Who is it? What is it? Why is it there? And clear in seconds. Does that make sense, you guys? When you have the system, you can get your yes and no in seconds to everything. To everything. Yep, stay in the present moment, right? Anxiety, you're worried about the past or the future. Sorry, depression, you're stuck in the past. So how do you test? You guys, we're going to do this in about 30 minutes. We're going to do one-on-ones with people, but how do you test? You get your yes and no. Okay? In my free guide, I teach you how to get your yes and no. It takes a little longer because you use your entire body to get a yes or a no. In my $27 guide, I teach you how to get your yes and no in seconds. It is a system I learned that I certified in called Innerwise in Germany. Okay? Me too, Nature by Jessa. How do we get your guide? So if you click my picture and then my picture again, it'll pull up my profile. And then I have a stand store. That's where you can get my free guide, my $27 guide. My $27 guide teaches you how to do exactly what I do and exactly what I will do with people on this live, one-on-one. It teaches you all the 7 keys, all the questions, and all the guides. Because when you test yes to physical, yes to a parasite or a toxin or a nutrient deficiency, you need to know which one. So I have the charts so you could test exactly which one. And then when you have the one, I teach you how to test, how to clear that, making sure that whatever product or supplement you take is 90 to 100% effective. Because if it's not, we're not wasting our money. Okay? I also teach you how to do this proxy. What does that mean? You could do this for other people. You can tap in with other people and you can test in seconds what's causing their block if they give you permission. I also teach you about money blocks. Do you know that money blocks could be generational, could be emotional, could be absorbed, could be a past life, could be spiritual, a hex, a curse? Yeah, you're taking so many supplements, Christina, and I bet you half of them you don't need, because you could test exactly each supplement with a 99.9% accuracy what percentage they're actually helping your body. And if they're not helping you 90 to 100%, they go in the trash. They go in the trash. So how do you test? You guys, I teach you for free in my free guide how to test to get your yes and no. It's called your intuition. Once you start using this system for a while though, your testing becomes second confirmation to what you already know inside. So a lot of you guys are saying, I think it's energetic. I think it's physical. I think it's generational. You know, it is. If you think it is, it is. That is confirmation that what you're feeling is true. You just haven't been told how to release it. You've been told to silence it. Yay, Anya, got the $27 guide, queen. It's called confirmation bias. That's what someone said. Yeah, so our conscious mind thinks it's in control. And so we got to bypass the conscious through getting our yes and no. Okay, chiropractors figured this out. The guy that learned this program figured this out. Okay, there's a lot of people who figured this out. There's so many certifications, right? I got certified in muscle testing and I couldn't figure that out. But I knew it worked. I knew it worked because I had people getting to the root of their symptoms in seconds, and they would clear in seconds. Okay, I'm not the only one that teaches this, but I am the only one that teaches it for free. And I give you the 7 keys. I didn't have the 7 keys. I had to learn them the hard way. Okay, so let's go into 7 keys. Yes, Emmy, I do it every day, 24/7. That's all I do. I'm constantly in connection. I don't like muscle testing. I hate that because you're not testing your freaking muscles. Your body's responding to your intuition. Again, they gave those words to confuse people and make people feel like, what? Muscle testing? That's weird. So I learned intuitive testing because that's all it is. It's connecting with your intuition to get your yes and no. Program in Innerwise. It's called Innerwise in Germany. I got my yes and no in seconds. It's so easy. My kids do it. It's so easy. My husband can do it. Okay? So let's go to the last key, you guys. And then we're going to go through the keys one more time, and then we're going to do one-on-ones. We're going to start with Emma. Emma wanted to work on a money block. So key number 1, I had a really hard time with because born and raised Christian, I was raised in a very strict religion where we believe that you only lived one life. And if you do not live this life absolutely perfect, you will go to hell for all eternity. But if by some small chance you live a perfect life, you could make it to the celestial kingdom. But in order to make it to the celestial kingdom, you had to believe in celestial law, which is a man having multiple wives. So guess what? I was down for it. I'm like, hey, God, if this is what it takes for me to be a celestial eternal being, I'm down, but I need to know the truth. So that was the first thing I did was asked. And boy, was I shown the truth. Okay. I'm no longer religious. I'm very spiritual. So here I am. I don't believe in multiple lives. Okay. I don't believe in multiple probations. Do I do now? 100% yes. Okay. I read the book of Isaiah that was taken out of the Bible. Isaiah literally talks about ascension. He literally talks about multiple probations, multiple lives. He was literally sawed in half for speaking this truth. So read the book of Isaiah. All the people who are still stuck in a very closed religion, one Bible, not all the books. Isaiah was literally sawed in half because he taught ascension. He taught that in order to ascend, you had to descend below all things to ascend even higher. So what did Jesus do? He was an exalted, perfect being who descended below all things. He came to this earth, sacrificed himself to ascend. And every time you descend and ascend, you bring a whole group of people with you. because we could not ascend without Christ's atonement for us. Does this make sense? This is a lot. Yeah, I always ask too many questions too. I'm like, why? Why can't black people have the priesthood? That's weird. Doesn't God love everybody? Why were people cursed with black skin? Black skin's a curse? I don't believe in that. Like, weird stuff. Oh, now all of a sudden we allow like gays into our community, but before they were outcasts. Like, so many things change. You guys, these keys are not religious. They're not spiritual. They don't care what color you are. They don't care what race you are. They don't care what gender you're into. These keys work for everybody. Okay? So we're going through the 7th key. We're going through the key 7. So I had debilitating chest pain out of nowhere. I couldn't breathe. I was suffocating. I felt like my ribs were crushing in, but I didn't have a fever. I didn't have pneumonia. I didn't have a cough. On the outside, I looked physically normal, but I couldn't breathe. It was like I was constantly gasping for air. So I do what I teach you. I held sacred space. Key number 1, I didn't silence my pain. I asked my pain, what are you trying to tell me? Yeah, I'll list the 7 keys in just a second. We're on the 7th one right now. I asked my body, what are you trying to tell me? And it said, this pain is not from this lifetime. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? Your pain is not from this lifetime. I was like, okay, that's weird. So I'm a little hard-headed, you guys. It takes me a couple times, okay? So maybe a week later, I still had this debilitating pain. So I asked again, what is this pain? And my body, as clear as day, it is not from this lifetime. So I do what every good person does. I went on YouTube and I looked up a past life regression meditation, right? So I did this meditation, you guys, and here I am, full-blown vision. I'm sitting in a castle. I have this beautiful long red hair and I'm pouring my eyes out. I'm so upset because I'm only needed for one thing in this life, and that is to produce a male heir. I am treated worse than the dog. I'm feeling all these things. I'm being silenced because I'm a woman. I have no worth, no value. How many of you guys could relate to this in this life? So here I am in this life. I'm a woman, not equal to the men in their priesthood powers or their gifts, okay? I knew I had spiritual gifts, but I was silenced, okay? I was a woman, all these things. So I resonated with that girl. When I came out of that download, I was like, wow, I get that. I feel that. You guys, your past lives carry into your other lives, right? We're learning and growing. How do you grow and evolve? You have multiple lives to become anything like a god. You're going to have to live multiple lives. So I had this incredible download and I'm like, what do I do with this? So I reached out to my friend, right? Who also was a Reiki master, who also was from my religion, right? I didn't know if she believed in multiple lives, but she was the only one I could reach out to. So I did a session with her. I didn't tell her anything. And after working on my chest for about 5 minutes, right? I was like, okay, I think I know what this is. I believe in past lives, like multiple lives. She's like, oh my gosh, so do I. She's like, I see a little redheaded girl running through the fields. And you guys, in that moment when she said those words, it was like a Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, God, Jesus, Heavenly Mother, shot down like an electric fire through my soul, and every single cell in my entire body was yes. Like it was confirmation at a soul level that was true. And within minutes, my chest pain was gone. In minutes, my chest pain was completely gone. So that was how I discovered the 7th key, which is past lives. And I have since done tons of research, tons of clearings on multiple people who have had past life karma, persecutions, cross, pain that was tied to past life. So if you do not believe that, that's fine. It's not meant for you. You're not ready. Okay. If you would have told me 10 years ago about this, I wouldn't have believed you. And I would have been like, that's not for me. I don't believe in that. Okay. I wasn't ready. God, Jesus does not force things on people who are not ready. But if you're hearing these things and it resonates, it means you're ready. Okay. How can I stop worrying about panic attacks? You can use the 7 keys. So somebody asked, what are the 7 keys? Key number 1, I have panic attacks. Key number 1, I have cancer. Key number 1, I have autoimmune disorder. Key number 1, I have money blocks. Key number 1, whatever is stopping you from moving forward in your purpose or your plan, whether that's painful physically in your body or painful in your life, that is key number 1. Okay, you write that down. This is where I'm stuck. This is where I have pain. This is the problem. Then you're going to use the 6 keys to unlock the truth. Is this problem caused by something physical? You guys, please, I hope you get my free guide and write these down. This literally will change and transform your life. I'm not just telling you this. I'm screaming it at the rooftops because so many people do not have this information. And it's free information. How do you unlock your pain or your blocks? You have the 6 keys. You just have to ask and you will receive. Knock and it shall be given unto you. Ask and you shall receive. This is in scripture. But no one's going to take away your free agency and heal you or take care of you. You have to want it and know it. Okay, so I'm giving you these keys. How do you get my guide? So click on my picture again, and then it'll bring my profile, and there's a link that I have my Stan Store. No, I need to put them on YouTube, but I keep getting asked. So key number 1, is it physical? What does it mean? Is it either a parasite, a heavy metal, or a toxin, or a nutrient deficiency? Is it emotional? Is it generational? Is it absorbed energy? Is it a spiritual thing, or is it a past life? You guys, those are the 7 keys. When you learn your yes and no and you learn the 7 keys, you become unstoppable. You literally break out of the matrix. They can no longer control you. They can no longer gaslight you. And you are free. You are finally free. 100% free. How are you free? Because you recognize that the answers are within you and you learned not to silence your truth anymore. Game over. You guys, I teach you all of this in my $27 guide, how to get your yes and no in seconds. In literal seconds. It is the most easiest system you will ever learn. How do I know this? Because I certified in all the systems and I was one of those special people who couldn't figure it out until I took a course in Innerwise called Innerwise in Germany, and he taught us the most easy, stupid, simple system that even kids can do. And my kids know how to do it. Yes, Renata. Okay? Hey, Heather, bestie. So let's go through the 7 keys. After I go through the 7 keys, if you are a 10-10 pain, you have been dealing with this pain for chronic, I was going to say chronic years, for years. And you would like me to show everyone how you can go from a 10-10 pain to a 0 in minutes. Then after I go through these keys, I want you to write 10-10. I give you permission. And we will write the list down and we will on this live take people from a 10-10 to a 0. And I'm going to prove to you that I am not a savior. I am not a psychic. I'm not a medium, but I have been given truth and I have remembered. And you can too. I have been given the keys and I was told to give you the keys for free. And that is what I'm doing on this live. Okay. And everything I speak is truth. Unfiltered, unadulterated truth. That when you have these 7 keys, you, not me, you can unlock your pain in minutes. And that the number 1 lie that you have been told is to silence your pain. But what they're really doing is silencing your truth and shutting you up to your spiritual gifts, to your spiritual knowing. Okay? So, what are the 7 keys? We're going to go through them one time, and then I'm going to go through the list of all these beautiful people. Okay. So let me just write these down, then we're going to go through the keys, and then I'm going to show you how I use these keys, and it's exactly the same way you'll use. Okay, Sandoval, you'll be after Emma. I have Emma, Rachel, Hillard, and then Sandoval. And then Cariana, I think, Karia. Now, best believe you have already gotten the free guide. You've signed up for the free guide. Because you're not on here just to have me tap in. You are going to learn these keys so that you can help yourself and your family. Green-eyed. Okay? You're going to use these keys. You're going to learn these keys so that you now have the power If the world were to shut down tomorrow, if you had no access to medication or to painkillers, if you needed to know what was going on, you can use these keys. Rosa Lindholms. Okay? You need these keys. Download them so they're in your email. Rose Maru. Because this system will break you out of the matrix. It will force you out of the matrix. Why? Because you're going to learn how to tap back into your intuition, God's gift that never lies. It always tells the truth, okay? You cannot bypass this. It cannot lie to you, okay? Your soul, your spirit cannot and will not lie to you. God will not deceive you. DDB and Sears Home. Okay. And Jeej. I'm going to write you guys down and then we're going to go through the list. Olagom. Okay. When I get towards the end, if I haven't gone through, we'll go through the last few really quickly. I'll just tap in. Johanna. And Natasha. Okay. So I got my list. Emma, Rachel Millard, Sandoval, Kirianne, Dawn 225, Green Eyed, Rosa Holmes, Rose Muir, SDKI, DDB, Sear Home, Jeej, Olagom, Johansson, and Natasha. Okay, so we're gonna start with those. Get the free guide, you guys. I'm not your savior. I'm not your healer. You need to learn these keys for yourself. I'm just gonna show you how. If you get the $27 guide, you could do this proxy for other people. So you can literally do what I'm doing for your family and friends. Okay, I want you to learn the system so you can use this. Okay, 7 keys. So I'm going to tell you exactly what the 7 keys are, and then everyone watching who wants me to tap in, I'm going to tell you how to release, because somebody said, how do you release? Key number 1, you guys, is your body literally speaks to you through pain. Yay, or not. Your body literally speaks to you through pain. Pain is a messenger. That's all it is. When we came to this earth, God gave us a way to recognize when something wasn't right. That was our messenger. That was pain. Okay, how else would we know if something wasn't wrong? Thank you, Carrie Ann. If it wasn't for pain. So stop silencing your pain. You're going to ask your pain every single time, what are you? What are you trying to communicate with me? And then you're going to use the 7 keys so that you can unlock the truth. So you can go through the pain so it doesn't bother you anymore. So we're going to ask, is it physical? When I ask, is it physical, and I get a yes, I'm going to ask, is it a toxin, a nutrient deficiency, or a parasite? You can know with a 99.9% accuracy exactly. Then we're going to ask, is it emotional? Is it a trapped emotion? If we get a yes, we're going to keep asking more questions till our body says we don't need to know anymore. We're going to ask, is it generational? Is it from mom? Is it from dad? How many generations back? We're going to ask, is it absorbed energy? Did I take on someone's energy and claim it as my own? Someone said that doesn't exist. I'm like, you're in the wrong feed then, girl. We can all feel energy. We can all feel it. How do you know? If you ever watched a scary movie and you left feeling scared, like that's energy. Spiritual key. We're going to ask, is it spiritual? Is it an unclean spirit, a demonic, a fiery dart of the adversary, or is it ascension? Is it the good or the bad? And last, we're going to ask if it's past life. So when you get a yes to one of the keys, you're going to go all the way through that key until it's cleared before you ask if there's another key. Because sometimes you will have multiple keys attached to one pain. So I might work on someone with back pain and we test yes to a trapped emotion. And then I ask what pain level will that get them to? And it says a 5, which means, okay, that there's another key. So I'm going to keep using the keys until we test that it's done. So how do you release? People are like, how do you release? How do you know? How do you release? There are 2 things that I have learned after working with hundreds of people across the whole world. It's breath and unconditional love. Breath and unconditional love. Get my free guide if you don't want to write this all down, because I give you the 7 keys for free. Yes, this works for money blocks. We're going to work on Emma first, who has a money block, and then we're going to do the pain ones. So unconditional love, you guys, is how do you do that? You just hold sacred space for your body. When's the last time you've done this? You gave your body permission to feel everything and to release it. How do you move energy the fastest? It's with breath. Ask all the breath work facilitators out there, okay? Breath is life. The second you stop, or the second you go into fight or flight or pain, people stop breathing. That's why they tell women when they're giving babies, breathe. Breathe. So you can move the energy, you can move the pain. So, Rachel Hillard, when we work on you and we clear, how do we clear? I'm not clearing. I'm not your savior. You guys are doing the work. So you're going to tap into the pain. Let's say I had pain in my back. I'm going to tap into the pain in my back, and I'm just going to breathe unconditional love into that pain. And then with each breath, I'm going to see the pain leaving my body through breath. It is so, so simple. Here's the thing. You can release through crying. Some people are going to cry. They're going to feel all these emotions, overwhelmed, cry. Some people are going to be mad, yell, scream. Maybe you need to walk, drink some water, color. These are all ways of releasing and moving energy. But the fastest way I have seen, remember I was certified in several holistic modalities, do this way, do that, do this. No, breathe and hold unconditional love for yourself and breathe the pain out. It is the fastest way I've seen people release from a 10-10 to a 0 in seconds. Okay, we ready? Yeah, lots of people hold their breath in when they're in pain or when they're in stress, have anxiety. We stop breathing. So pay attention to your breath throughout the day when you stop breathing. So Emma, we're going to work with Emma. I have permission. Yes. Okay, you guys can't see what I'm doing because I teach you that in my $27 guide. So Emma has a money block. Yes. We're going to ask which key? Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. So Emma has a generational money block. What does that mean? That means that there was some beliefs about money, mom or dad, that she is carrying and holding, right? We need to know more. Nope. So she could clear that. If we needed to know more, we would ask. Okay, there is another key. There is another key that is blocking her from receiving money. Yes. It's generational. It's emotional. It's past life. It's past life, Emma. So what does that mean if I get something past life? It could be karmic. Okay. But do we need to know more? Nope. So you could clear that. Okay. How is Emma clearing this? It's not pain. She's just breathing into her body. It is safe to receive. And I release the generational blocks and I release the past life blocks. Remember, everything is in your voice and in your command. There's another key that is attached to Emma's money blocks. No. There is a belief system that is attached to her money blocks. Yes. It's a fear of failure, fear of being seen. Emma, it is a fear of being seen. Okay. I shared this in my other live. Okay. I kept testing if I had any blocks in my keys and I kept getting no. Then I asked, do I have a belief system? And it said, yes, I had a fear of being seen. But I was like, I don't have a fear of being seen. I could literally talk to 100 people right now on stage in front of millions. I'm a published author. I speak around the world. I host retreats. I was a corporate trainer for years. I do not have a fear of being seen. That wasn't it, you guys. I had a fear of being seen speaking about spiritual things, proclaiming that I remembered the keys, proclaiming that I saw demonic entities, unclean spirits, proclaiming that I had a past life experience that caused me physical pain, proclaiming my sexual and physical traumas, proclaiming these keys. I was afraid to share because of ridicule, because of my family. What's my family going to think about me? They know me. They knew the wild little 19-year-old girl that would get wasted and go drive into Mexico. They knew the 19-year-old girl that got pregnant at 19, right? Jesus even said that he is not seen as a prophet in his hometown, right? People are not going to see you and all your gifts who remember you in your chapters and bad chapters, the learning chapters, the trauma and trial chapters, your hashtag learning chapters, okay? So, Emma, you have a fear of being seen. What are you afraid to share or say that you know is going to make you money? Oops. Sorry, Emma. So fear of being seen, you have a past life and generational trauma that you need to clear. So what are you afraid of being seen? And what way? What are you afraid of saying or doing that's preventing you from making money? Emma has more money blocks. Nope. What is Emma's capacity to receive? How much can she receive? What is her capacity? 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K. So Emma, your capacity is 40K. Anything over 40K, you're gonna blow, you're gonna waste, it's gonna disappear. So what can you do to increase your money capacity, you guys? I want you to imagine the number that you want. So if your number is $100,000, I want you to imagine and see $100,000 in your bank account And then I want you to see where in your body pain shows up. So when I imagine $100,000 in my bank account, no pain. But I have a higher cap, okay? So when I imagine $1 million in my bank account, I'm going to pay attention to where the pain shows up because that's where the block is. Emotional, generational, past life, and then you're going to clear that. And then you're going to test with your yes and no where your money capacity is at. And you're going to keep clearing and keep testing until you get your capacity to the number you want. And you will see that when you clear these things, that you will literally receive money in your account. We are not spiritually bypassing. We're not pretending that all of a sudden $1 million is going to come into my account and I do nothing. That's baloney. So I cleared this block, this fear of being seen with my spiritual gifts, and I literally did $15,000 in 2 weeks. I'm going to start posting more about it and sharing my Stan Store links, but okay. I didn't have to work any harder. I didn't have to do anything more. I just had to share my truth. Okay? You guys can do this too. All right, so we're going to now work with Rachel. Rochelle Millard. Rochelle, are you here? So you guys, I'm going to show you how to do this with pain. Yes, STKI. You're welcome, Emma. How do I release the fear of being seen? You ask, what are you afraid of being seen? How are you afraid of being seen? And in order to release that, you have to step fully into it. How do you release the money block if you feel the pain? Remember, I said breath and unconditional love. So if you tap yes, it's generational, and your body is ready to clear it, you just breathe unconditional love and release the pain through your breath. Hey, Marianne. Okay, Rochelle Millard, are you here? Sandoval, are you here? Kirianne, are you here? Hold on, I gotta block a bot. Block a bot. Block a bot. Come block. If you feel a big knot in your stomach, that's key number 1. Now you need to ask which key. All right, Sandoval, here you are. Okay, so we're gonna work with Sandoval. Okay, so I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna use these 7 keys to tap into Sandoval. I'm able to do this because she gave me permission. Okay, so we're gonna ask Sandoval, I have permission? Yes. Okay, perfect. My name is Heather. Yes. Okay. So the first key is physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. Okay, so Sandoval, the first key, generational. You're carrying something that's not yours. Okay, mom, dad, from dad. Okay, we need to know more. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations back on dad's side. Sandoval, we need to know more. Nope, you're ready to clear. So how is she going to clear? Sandoval, you're going to tap into that pain. This is where the generational trauma is sitting in your body. And with each breath, you're going to breathe that trauma out of your body. You're going to just send it out of your body. Okay, trust any emotion that comes up, but just breathe. And then I'm just going to do something real quick, you guys. Thanks for the love. I'm going to follow all my top people back. All my top queens. Renata, got you, love. Kat, got you, love. Okay, DDB. Okay. Christina. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to ask what will this get her pain level to? Because remember I said you could have multiple keys. You can, hey Pat, welcome back, love, and Jennifer. So you guys can have multiple keys that are causing you pain. I give you these keys for free. Get the free guide, you guys. Learn your yes or no. So this will get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. So this will get her to a 1 pain. How do I know? I tested. I asked. Which means she has another key. So we're going to ask. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Here we go. Past life. That's my calling, you guys, I guess. Persecutions cross. Yes. So the free guide, if you click my picture, and my picture, it'll bring up my profile, and I have a Stan Store. So Miss Sandoval, you have been silenced in multiple lives for your gifts. Okay? Your life has been ended short, whether that's from hanging, drowning, burning. We all know the stories, okay? And this lifetime, you are meant to release the persecution's cross and step fully into your spiritual gifts and start speaking your truth fully, okay? And now is the time. So now is 100% the time. So as you breathe in unconditional love to that persecution's cross and see it leave, I want you to let us all know how you're feeling. So Sandoval, we're going to ask, is that going to get her to a 0? Yes. Does she need any other key? No. Thanks, Monica. Look at all those cute little balls. So Sandoval, you're going to let us know in the comments when that starts dropping so that we can all support you. Oh, if you bought it, it will go right to your email. So yeah, you don't have to worry if you closed out. It's right in your email. It's a digital download. You guys can have access to the $27 guide in seconds. I teach you exactly how I'm doing this with these beautiful women. Shut up, Sandoval. Are you freaking kidding me? Sandoval is at a 0 in literal freaking minutes. I do not know Sandoval. What I do know is truth, that when you have these 7 keys, you guys, and you get your yes and no, you can clear in seconds. Welcome back, little scholar. It's gone. Sandoval. Sandoval, that is amazing, love. That is absolutely incredible. Yes, I am wealthy and successful. You guys, Sandoval, 2 things. A past life, the persecution's cross, and something generational. If she were to have gone to the doctors and said, hey, I'm dealing with something in my back or my chest, wherever she was, they're going to do labs and they're going to say, you're fine, honey. Everything's fine. Then they're going to gaslight you and tell you that your pain is normal. And then you're going to go home with chronic pain and you're going to wonder why, because you've been silenced. You have been silenced. Yeah, they always do. They gaslit the crap out of me with my migraines. Okay. Yes, Sandoval. Can we all please send 10 years I felt with that? Are you kidding me? 10 years, you guys, with a 10-10 pain. Can we all just send Sandoval a heart? Send Sandoval a heart. If you want to reach out to her and ask her how that happened or what, ask her feelings, please, by all means, if she's okay with that. I know we've all been silenced since the day we were born because they knew, if we knew how powerful we were and if we knew how simple it was to ask straight to source to get a yes or a no, it would be game over. Look at all this love for Sandoval. Sandoval said she is open to answering questions. So if you want to reach out to her, she said that she's okay with that. Thank you, Sandoval. That's so sweet of you, love. Okay, so for those of you who are just jumping on, I teach the 7 keys for free. I teach you how to get a yes or no for free. It's in my free guide. In my $27 guide, I teach you how to get a yes or no in seconds. That's how I was able to tap in to Sandoval in literal, it was minutes. We tapped it in minutes and she cleared, and I think it was like less than 5 minutes. So now we're going to do Carrie Ann. Hey, Chippy. Oh, look at all this love, Sandoval. Thank you so much. Do you guys know why I do this live? Is because it gives people permission. Because it gives people who've been dealing with 10-10 chronic pain permission that they can do it too. Mel, get the free guide, love. You are so welcome, Rose. You guys, cancer started energetically. And people wonder why babies get it. There's something called generational trauma. You can pass things down energetically to your babies. Okay? I know that sounds horrible. But it starts out as energy that does not get processed, moved, expanded. So it gets stuck and it becomes sickness in the body. It becomes disease in the body. All right, Carrie Ann. Dawn 2025. Okay, so I love this. I'm going to pin this. Why does society have more sympathy for certain pain than other? So I talk about this on my live because a lot of people are going through psychosis. They're going through spiritual warfare and they're seen as crazy and they're thrown into mental hospitals and silenced. Why does society have more sympathy? It's because that's how we were programmed and trained to see things. Because in the movies, we see people who have visions and things and they're on the street saying Jesus is coming. They're crazy. We are taught and programmed crazy. Okay? So in my free guide, do you have the free guide in French? I don't. Maybe someday. I love French. All right, you guys. Is Carrie Ann Dawn 2025 or green-eyed here? Rosa. Here, Carrie Ann is here. Okay. Okay, so, okay, perfect. You guys are here. Sorry. So Carrie Ann is next. So we're going to do Carrie Ann. Okay, if you guys just jumped on, we worked with Sandoval. Went from a 10-10 to a 0 in literal minutes. Did I heal her? No, absolutely not. She did the work on her own. Okay, we use the keys to get the answer, to unlock her truth. And then she breathed unconditional love and breath into the pain and it went away. Thanks for the love. Okay, so Carrie Ann, how do we do this? You guys, if you want my $27 guide, I teach you how to do this. I teach you how to do this and how to do it for other people. It is so stupid, easy, simple. You're going to be mad. You're going to be mad that you spent the last decades being lied to and being silenced. Because that's how I felt after 10 years and 15,000 in certifications. I was so mad. I had it out with God, and God's like, that is why I'm giving you these keys to teach them for free. Because people need this information. So, Carrie Ann, I have permission to work with you? Yes. Perfect. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Carrie Ann, the first thing is past life. Okay? Persecution's cross. Persecution's cross. Okay? Same thing as Sandoval. You have been silenced in multiple lifetimes. Now is the time for you to step fully into those gifts, to let your light shine. No more hiding your light under a bush. Okay? It's go time. Woo! Chest pain. We're going to breathe unconditional love into that pain, and with each breath, we're letting it go. We're just letting it go. We're commanding it to leave. We're filling that space with unconditional love. This will get you from a 10 to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5. This will get her to a 5 pain. So what does that mean? That means there's another key. So we're going to ask which key. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. The next key is absorbed. So what does that mean? I mean, she has taken something on her own or claimed someone's energy as her own. And her body's like, we don't need this. It's time to get rid of it. Okay? So that's why you have the 7 keys so you can test and clear it. So we need to know more. Yes. It was absorbed from mom, dad, brother, sister. Do you have a sister? Carrie Ann. Oh. Do you have a sister, Carrie Ann? I would love that, Pat. I'll reach out to you, Pat. Older hates me. Oh, okay. Was that her? Yep. Okay, so there it is, Carrie Ann. You took on some energy from your sister. It's not yours. So you're going to breathe unconditional love into that pain, and you're going to send it back to your sister with love. Some people don't like this, you guys. Some people are like, why would I ever send something back to someone? Because it was never yours, and you're not sending back and increasing their pain. I just see it being sent back to where it came from, knowing it will get resolved. But you can breathe out into the sky, to God. Whatever you're doing, you're just sending it away from your body. So I send back to sender with love. That's what I do. That's my preference. Okay, so this is going to get her to a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. This is going to get her to a 0 pain. How do I know? Because I asked. Who did I ask? I asked her body. How did I have permission? Because she gave me permission. So I teach you how to do this in my $27 guide so that you can help your family and your friends and your children. You can test instantly like I am. This will get her to a 0 on this live. Yes. All right, Carrie Ann, you just let us know when the pain drops. I'm giving it back. It's like, yeah, I'm giving that back to my sister. So Carrie Ann, you let us know Oh, I froze. Sorry. You let us know when you drop in numbers because we can all recognize what a 10 pain is and what a 5 is. There's no rush. It dropped. Nice. So let us know, Carrie Ann, when it drops in numbers. A 3? Holy shiz, you guys are fast today. It's because the retrograde or whatever cleared, and now it's like, Carrie Ann is at a 3. Can we please send Carrie Ann so many hearts? Making it sound so easy to place love and light and release. It is so easy, Melissa. This system is so easy. Do you know God made things easy? For little, he said, you must become like a little child to make it back into the kingdom of heaven. So when I tell you the system I teach is like a little child, my kids can do it. When you can get your yes and no and you just learn how to ask, you receive instantly. We have a loving Heavenly Father, you guys. He said, ask, you shall receive. Knock, and I will give it unto you freely. But guess what they did? Guess what they did? They said, if we can get them to silence their truth, we could shut that off. Like, hey, pain is bad. Pain is so bad. Ignore pain. What they're really saying is ignore your messenger. Ignore the gift that God placed in you called discernment, your intuition. So we don't do that here. So yes, the system is so easy and simple. But you have to believe it and you have to trust that it works and it will. Thank you. Thank you for loving my eyebrows. Shanice, yeah, girl, did you get my guide? So we were working with Carrie Ann. She went from a 10-10 pain to a literal 3 in minutes. If you're having trouble understanding, send me a message. If you got my $27 guide and you're like, it's still not clicking, it's because you're overthinking it. It is so simple. Yeah, parents will gaslight you and say you're crazy or something's wrong with you, especially mental illness. They don't mean to do. They don't mean to gaslight us, but you guys have to learn that people will love you at the capacity they only know how to love themselves. Okay, so Carrie Ann, how we doing, love? And we're going to go to the next. We're going to go to Dawn 2025. We're going to go to Dawn 2025. God first, always. Always. Yes, thank you, Shelby. Keep tapping that screen to send love, you guys. Okay, and make sure you guys share this with one person with a message that I think you would love this information. It's free information. Definitely don't spam share. I hate it when people spam share me a whole bunch of videos and I'm like, and? Okay, Dawn. Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you how simple it is. And then Carrie Ann, Anna, when you get to that 0, let us know so we can mass heart you, so we can send you love. So Dawn, I have permission to work with Dawn. I got a yes. Okay, she's at a 10-10 pain. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. Okay, so Dawn, the first thing is generational. We need to know more. Nope, we don't need to know more so we can clear it. Children gaslight as well. They do. They do. Generational pain, which means it's not yours, love. It's passed down from mom or dad. We're going to clear that with breath and unconditional love. This will get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5. This will get her to a 5 pain, which means there's another key. So we're going to ask, what key? Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Absorbed. What is absorbed? You took on someone's energy that was not yours, but you claimed it as yours, and your body's trying to say, we can let go of it. We need to know more? No, we don't need to know more, which means your body's just ready to clear that. So send that pain, that energy back to sender with love. That will get her to a 4, a 3, a 2. That will get her to a 2, which means what? There's another key. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. My goodness, you guys can't make this stuff up. Past life, persecutions cross? Nope, but it is something past life. Yep, does she need to know more? Nope, so you can clear it. That will get her to a 0 on this live. Yep. So, Dawn 2025, that will get you to a 0 on this live. You just let us know. Dawn, I'm literally in tears. Yes, honey. That is the fastest way for our body to release. That is the fastest way, you guys. Monica, I'll put you on the very bottom. But I will get you on the list. And you guys, please don't think that you need me or anybody else to heal you. Like, that is the lie. The truth is that God has given you intuition, a yes and a no. And then I have just remembered the keys to help you tap into the root quicker. Because I was working with psychics, I was working with mediums, I was working with healers, and it was taking them forever to get to the root. So when I taught them that this system, like when you see something in your mind's eye or you feel something, you can ask exactly what it is and your body will tell you yes or no. So then the healers I worked with were able to get their clients results in seconds because you're not playing a guessing game. You're not waiting to see clearly or feel 100% clearly. So that's what I teach in my $27 guide, okay? Thank you, Shelby. Yeah, if you do feel called, please share this. We have to get this information out to the masses. I send my free guide to as many people as you can. Oh, Rachel. Oh, hey, Rachel. Okay, you're back. Perfect. We'll get you next, love. So, Dawn 2025 is releasing. We're going to wait. Well, we're holding sacred space for her to get to a 0. When she does, will you guys just put mass 0 so I can see? Sandoval got to a 0 in minutes. Carrie Ann got to like a 3 in minutes. Okay. How do we get a yes or a no? So in my free guide, I teach you how to use your body to get a yes and no. It takes a little longer, but it works and it's free. In my $27 guide, I teach you how to get a yes or no in seconds, like how I'm doing for the women who said, yes, I have permission. So we're going to work with Rachel real quick. I'll write her name here. So I'm going to show you how I do this. So we're going to ask Rachel, I have permission to work on Rachel. Nope. So Rachel, I need you to give me permission, love. So how do you get on the list? When I go live, I'll do a call out. Okay, I have permission with Rochelle. Yes, okay, now I do. So on my live, I do a call out. I write down 10 names and then we go from there. So we're gonna go through the list of 10 and then see where we're at with time. So I'm testing for these people, these women, they are doing the releasing. So Rochelle, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Oh, I hear my kids crying. Past life, yes. We need to know more, no. Okay, that'll get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. Rochelle, she needs more keys, yes. Okay, physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. You also absorbed something. Okay, we need to know more, no. So we can clear that. So Rochelle, it's up to you now. Johanna. Yes, I did write your name down. You're down here at the bottom. I do see you. Okay, so Carrie Ann, how you doing? Dawn, how you doing? Now, Green Eyed is next. Yeah, be always aware of remembering that 10. Yeah, you guys, pain is a secret language of the body. Thanks, love. You're welcome, love. 0! Carrie Ann is at a 0, you guys. Everyone mass heart Carrie Ann, at Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann, okay? She went from a 10-10 to a 0 in literal minutes. You guys, people are clearing so fast on this live. She went from a 10-10 to a 0. She did, not me. I'm not her healer. I'm not her savior. You guys, I teach you these keys for free because you have to know these keys. Yeah, that's my son. He's out there with my husband. Thank you for asking, though. You guys, I teach you these keys for free. I wish somebody gave me these keys for free. Okay? 10 years later and $15,000 in certifications. When I realized how stupid simple it was, I had it out with God. I'm like, God, this is so frustrating. Everybody has access to this now. And he's like, I know. You prayed to be used as an instrument in my hands. I'm giving you the keys. Now go share. Dawn is at a 3. Everyone send Dawn some love, please. Sharon, would I be able to help heal my sister? Here's the thing. You cannot heal anyone. What you can do is you can get the free guide, or you can get the $27 guide that teaches you how to get a yes or no and do this proxy. And then you can ask your sister, hey, I learned some really cool keys. Can I tap in on you? And if she gives you permission, then yes. There are some people who are stuck in their pain because they wear their pain. They wear their pain. They don't know who they'd be without their pain. So that's why you have to get permission. And if they give you permission, by all means, you can tap in, but they have to do the clearing. They have to believe they can heal themselves, and they have to release it themselves. Does that make sense, you guys? Like Jesus taught us that and start healing everybody. He asked them if they believed. He asked them if they knew their worth and their value. And then when they said yes and that they wanted to be healed, they were healed immediately. And then Jesus said to everybody watching, you can do these things too, and greater things can you do, even as I. So I'm here to tell you, stop looking outside of yourself for the answers. I teach you how to get your yes and no. I give you the 7 keys for free. When they give us permission, do we feel their pain? So I do. You can. So I feel pain proxy whenever I'm working on people, but I've learned that that's just a way for me to have empathy and like recognize their pain. But as soon as it's cleared, if I still have pain, I send it back to sender, right? I detach from their energy. So you can mirror people's pain. You absolutely can. Okay, that's a spiritual gift. So yeah, if you're an empath and you feel people's pain, right? You don't have to take that pain on, but it's more of a way for you to become aware this person has pain. And I can empathize with them. Am I their healer? No, you are nobody's healer. You are not meant to heal people. People are meant to do this themselves. That's why God gave us free agency. And that's why Jesus taught us how to do this for ourselves. Okay, the lie is that we need external validation and we need somebody else to do the work for us. And that's the lie. The truth is that we are connected to God and Jesus, to source. And Jesus said, when you drink from my well, which is the kingdom of God, which is within you, you will never thirst again. But if you drink from that well, from that prophet, from that healer, from that psychic, from that medium, from that doctor, you will thirst for the rest of your life. Because you need to drink from the living waters. Okay? Robin, thanks, love. Robin, I'm writing you on the list just because I love your message. I can feel your energy through here. Robin Odom. Like, your energy. Okay. So we're going to go through you guys pretty quickly because I do have an appointment I need to get to. Okay, so you guys get the free guide, share it, read it, learn these keys for free. Please, if you want to learn the advanced way and you want to learn how to do this for other people, it's $27, okay? You're welcome, Robin. Okay, so green-eyed, are you still here, love? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to go through these guys pretty quickly. So green-eyed, if you're here, Rosa, if you're here, STKI, if you're here, DDB, if you're here, Seer Home, if you're here, GIGG, if you're here, Ola, OLAGOM, if you're here, Johanna, Natasha, Monica, Robin Odom. I was scared a bit. I thought you were a witch until you said Jesus. Hey, I love witches too, okay? Witch is just a term they put on women who love herbal medicine and they use spells. Spells are prayers. Rituals are a way to connect to source. So don't have words, don't fear words, okay? Test energy. You shall know people by their fruits, okay? All right, so I'm gonna just go through the list, you guys, and we're gonna get all these women done, okay? How am I doing this? I'm gonna ask if I have permission. If I have permission, I can tap in. And then I'm going to test which keys they need. I'm going to tell them, and then they are going to clear through breath and unconditional love, okay? Because I gotta get through them quickly. So if you're still here, we're going to go through the list, okay? And for those that we've already cleared, when you get to a 0000, Dawn, right? Let us support you. And if you guys all need to put zeros too. Could you give me the keys? Yes, I give you the keys. They're free in my guide. I'm going to go through them right now, though. So, green-eyed. We're working with green-eyed. I have permission to work on green-eyed? Yes. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to ask which key. Is it physical, emotional, generational, absorbed, past life, physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Okay, those are the keys. So green-eyed, absorbed. Green-eyed, the first key is absorbed. We need to know more. Yes. Mom, dad, brother, sister, a sister. Okay. If it's not a physical sister, it's someone who you felt like was a sister in your life. We need to know more. Nope. So you can clear that. That'll get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0 pain. She needs more keys though. Nope. That was it. Green-eyed. One thing. Hey, Bonnie. Bonnie, one thing. And it will get you to a 0. Let us know when you hit that 0, okay? Okay, next one. Rosa. Rosa's still here. Nope, Rosa's not still here. Rose Maru or Hiru, H-E-R-U. She's still here? Yes. Okay, I have permission. Yes. Okay, physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Oh, there you are, Rose. Okay, Rose, absorbed. I'm at a 0, John. What are we doing? We're using the 7 keys that I teach you for free, how to unlock your truth. Take you from a 10-10 pain to a 0 in minutes. Dawn just went to a 0, you guys. Everyone mass send hearts to Dawn. We just tapped in with green-eyed Bonnie. She had absorbed something really big that wasn't hers. That was her sister's. That will get her to a 0. Okay. We're now working on Rose Maru. Rose Maru. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. So you absorbed something, Rose. We need to know more. Nope, you can clear that. That'll bring her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. She has other keys? No. Same with you, Rose. You just hold unconditional love and send it back to sender with love. Like that's all you have to do. Let us know when you get to a 0 if anything else comes up. Okay. If you guys are asking to be cleared, I see you. Get my free guide, Learn the Keys. I want you to learn these keys and share these keys. They're free. Okay. You have divine intuition connection with source, God, to get you yes and no. All right. STKI is here. Yes. Gave me permission. Yes. Rose. Shut the front door, you guys. Rose Maru. She's at a 0. Crying at a 0. Do you see how fast that was, you guys? Little Scholar, you're in the Spiritual Mastery course? Yes, Queen. I'm so excited. That makes me so happy. It's like a family reunion. You guys, please send Rose Maru hearts. She had one absorbed energy from, we didn't need to know who, but I was told I would get to her to a 0, and it did. I'm not magical. I'm not a psychic, a healer, or medium. I teach you these keys for free. It's just truth, you guys. It's just pure truth. I do this every day. I do this every single day. Okay, it works. I've proven it works. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Learn the keys and get your own answers. STKI. I have permission. Yes. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. STKI, generational. Thanks for the love, you guys. Yes. Thanks for sharing to your friends, you guys. Sharing is caring. Generational, we need to know more. Yes. Mom's side, dad's side. STKI, dad's side. We need to know more. Nope. That'll get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. She needs other keys? No. What's the matter, Vince?
I didn't slap me.
I'm sorry. You want to sit on my couch? So STKI generational from dad. That was it. That was it. One thing generationally. Thanks. Thank you guys. He's a sweetie. He's my sunshine baby. Do you want to say hi?
Yeah.
All right. You can come say hi to all my friends.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, you can sit on my couch. You got a little bit of glitter in your eye. Okay, go sit on the couch. He's the one that absorbed energy last week and threw up. And when I tested, it was absorbed energy. And he was totally fine all day. Everyone says hi. All right, so STKI generational, we needed no more keys. So you let us know how that feels. Hey, Yvette. Okay, so now we're doing DDB. DDB, are you here? DDB is still here, yes. So STKI, all you have to do is breathe into the pain and breathe it out. It's just generational stuff from your dad's side. Green-eyed is at a 2. Green-eyed is at a freaking 2. Can we please all send green-eyed love? She went from a 10-10 to a 2. Heck yes. Heck yes. How do we stop picking up on people's energy? That's a gift, love. But what you can do is you can start sealing up your energy, and when you test it's absorbed, you can clear it instantly. Okay? DDB is here, yes. Okay, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life absorbed. So DDB, love, absorbed. We need to know more, yes, from mom, from dad, from brother, from sister. DDB, do you have a sister? DDB, a sister, yes. So if you want the guide, just click on my picture again, and it'll have my Stan store. Then I have my free guide there, and then I have a $27 advanced intuitive testing guide. You guys, the guide teaches you how I'm doing this with other people, how to do it proxy. You also get all the worksheets. So if it is physical, you know exactly what. If it's a heavy metal, a toxin, or a parasite, which one. And then I also teach you how to test your supplements, because if they're not 90 to 100% effective, we don't buy them. We don't waste our money on things that are poo-poo. Okay? DDB is at a 2. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Heck yes, Dee Dee. Send love to Dee Dee. I literally just tapped in. So that means she needs another key. Yes. She thinks 2 sisters. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Oh, past life, Dee Dee. Persecutions cross. Persecutions cross, love. You have spiritual gifts that you are ready to step fully into. So you've been silenced for your truth multiple times. This is not the life for that. Yes, Lise, if you learn these keys, you can absolutely do this for yourself. 100%. 100%. These keys are free. I give them to everybody for free. When you have the keys and your yes and no, that tells you the truth, never lies, always tells the truth, you're unstoppable. You are unstoppable. That's why we, as this collective community, need to share this with everyone. We need to tell everybody that they have the power to do all these things. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, love. Thanks for moderating. I love you so much. Where would I be without you, Heather? Okay, Sears, SEARS home is here. Nope. GIGG is here. Nope. Oligom is here. OLAGOM. If it's a parasite, is it the same thing? So yes. Oh, Sear, you are here. Okay, perfect. Let's get you, love. Okay. So if it's a parasite, someone said, if it's a parasite, do you clear the same way? No. You can clear if there's energetic ties to the parasite, but if it's parasite, then you will pull up cleanses or toxin or things how to clear that parasite. And then you will test, is this the protocol I need to do? Is this the medicine I need to take? And if it's not a yes, then you don't take it. If it's a yes and it's a 90 to 100% effective, going to kill that parasite, then you take it. Does that make sense? We test everything. Thank you, Heather. So we are working on Sears home. Okay, she gave me permission, yes. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. It's absorbed. Hey, babe, go put those back on my shelf. You can't play with those. Those will break. Put them back on my shelf, please.
There's one last one.
Yeah, don't do that because they'll break, okay?
Okay.
Absorbed. We need to know more. Yes, mom, dad, brother, sister, a family member. So Sear home, you absorbed something from a family member. Not within your family, but like immediate, extended family, like an aunt or an uncle or something like that. She needs to know more. Yes. Okay. Does she need to know the family member? Yes. Was it an uncle? It was an aunt, grandma, grandpa, a niece, a nephew. Do you have a nephew? That's a new one. Sears home. Do you have a nephew? So I have Gig, Oligom, Johanna, Natasha, Monica, and Robin Odom. No, okay. Let me just test. I'm not always right. She absorbed this from a family member. Nephew, no. She knows the family member, yes. Do you know which family member I might be talking about? Sears home. Oh, perfect, Robin. Yes, I got you on the list, love. So we need to know more so she could clear that. Okay, so you could clear that. So SEARS home, you can clear that absorbed. That will bring you to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4. That will bring you to a 4, which means there's another key. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. We need to know more. Nope. Do we need it? Is it persecutions cross? Yes. This will get her to a 0. Yes. She needs more keys. No. Wow. Okay. So is GIGG here? It has to be my mom. Let me ask if that was. It was her mom. Yes. Okay. I kept getting undecisive, so I just kept waiting for it to be able to clear, and I got a yes. Hey, Janet. So we're using the 7 keys to unlock truth. So I give you the 7 keys for free. I teach you how to get your yes and your no. Once you get your yes and your no, that's your intuition, your discernment from God. You can tap which key will unlock your truth, which unlocks pain. So we're taking people with a 10-10 pain, using the 7 keys to get a test. G here. Hey, G Creative. Is GIGG here? OLAGOM here. Johanna, are you still here? Or Natasha? Johanna or Natasha, are you still here? Okay, Johanna. All right, Johanna, you're up next, love. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, you guys. So we're working with Johanna. She's at a 10-10 pain. I'm going to ask if I have permission to work on her. I got a yes. We're going to ask which key. It's physical, emotional. Hey, Vince. Don't do that, baby. It's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. So past life, Johanna. Persecutions cross. That stinking persecutions cross. There's masses of people awakening up. We need another key. Yes, so this will get her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5. Hey, Vince, go get daddy. Which means there's another key. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Absorbed. Hey, babe, will you get all their winter clothes out? Because we have to leave here at 5. It's okay. Go get your winter clothes on so we can go bye-bye. Sorry, guys. So we're using the 7 keys to unlock truth. So right now we're working with Johanna. So it was a past life and absorbed. We need to know more about the absorbed key. Yes. You absorbed it from a family member, a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister. Natasha, do you have a sister? So when you have the 7 keys, you guys, and you test, how do you test? With your yes and no? Okay. Then that was it. Wait, Johanna. That was for Johanna, not Natasha. We're not at you yet, Natasha. Johanna, yes. Okay, so Johanna, that will get you to a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. So Johanna, sorry, Natasha, you're next, love. That was it. Yes, Rose Maru. Okay, where did you get to though, Rose? Rose, you got to a 0, right? So you guys, we worked on a lot of people. They're processing, but we've had Rachel, Sandoval, Carrie Ann, Dawn, Green-Eyed, all go to a 0. 10-10 to a 0. They went from a 10-10 to a 0 pain using the 7 keys. When you get your yes and no, you can tap in to what key will unlock your truth. All you need is these 7 keys. Green-eyed, I believed you. Must have known that I didn't have a blood-related sister. I don't know anything. I just test the keys. And whatever they say, I know is truth because of my divine connection. But I'm glad it worked, love. So glad it worked. Renata, okay, is 1. All you need are the 7 keys. It's true. All you need is divine connection to God and Jesus. All you need is your intuition. Like, that's all you need. It's all you need. The 7 keys just help you to get to the root quick. This is not tarot, right? These are 7 keys of truth. So you either have something physical, emotional, generational, absorbed, past life, physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. Key number 1 is your body speaks to you through pain. Pain is a secret messenger. I'm the only one you said if you don't have a sister, it's someone you looked at. Oh, okay. Yep. That's what I was feeling. Yeah. And you're okay. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, because sometimes you guys, I will get yes for a sister, but you can have sisters who are not your blood sisters. They are people that you genuinely love and you like, they are your sister. We have family members that we bring into our family that they are not blood related, but they are like soul family. Does that make sense? So if you get yes for a sister and you don't have a sister, it's someone that you see as a sister. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So is Natasha, now it's your turn, love. So Natasha, I have permission to work on Natasha, yes. Shut up, Scarlett. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. I did this on myself while watching and my back pain has gone to a 0. Yes. This is why I teach the keys, you guys, for free. This is why I teach, because people, if they just have truth, it will unlock their pain instantly. And they know this. They know if we know our truth and our power, that if we just stop silencing our pain, that we can heal ourselves in seconds, it would be game over. Like, look at all this love, Scarlett. And all she did was listen to this live. Okay? Natasha, are you still here, love? So Natasha, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. I'm feeling better already. Yes, Natasha. Natasha, absorbed. She needs to know more. She can clear that. That'll bring her to a 9, an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5. Which means there's another key. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life, absorbed. The other key is absorbed. Yep. That will get her to a 0. Yes. Does she need more keys? No. So 2 absorbed energies, Natasha. That will get you to a 0. See home, feeling some peace. Okay, where are you at? Seer's home. Oh, wow. Green-eyed. My sister died in 2012, and that feeling has never left me until now. I love that. Beautiful. So Seer is sitting at about a 7. So I'm going to tap in Seer because sometimes I go a little too fast and there could be another key. Seer has another key. Yes. Okay. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Past life, love. Persecution's cross. This will get you down, love. Clear this. Breathe unconditional love into this persecution's cross. This will bring her to the 0. Yes, there's another key. Nope, that was it. Yes, Dunderballs. Just read the guide. How was it, love? So, Seer, you let us know if that works. Wow, did you feel that instantly? It's pretty crazy, you guys. Don't take my word for it. Go get the guide for yourself. Don't take my word for it. What anyone ever says, take it with a grain of salt and go take it to God. Take it to Jesus. Take these keys with your intuition and start using these keys and testing for yourself, and you're going to be blown away. And then you're going to start doing this with other people, your family members, your friends, your kids, and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, are you a psychic? Are you a medium? Are you a healer? And you're going to say, no, I just remembered who I am. I remembered my gift, my intuition. And then I have these 7 keys that help me get to the root in seconds. That's all this is. Oh, yes. Dawn. Okay. Okay, Dawn. So son died, and I'm also trying to release long term. Okay. So if your hands are numb and you're connecting that already, you can use the 7 keys to ask if there is emotional trauma. So when I lost my son to a rare genetic disorder, I had emotional trauma, right? I couldn't handle the trauma that happened in the moment. So our body kind of protects it and seals it until we're ready to process it. So if you're ready You can ask and hold sacred space and tap in to the keys. My hands are numb. Is this tied to something physical, emotional, generational, absorbed, spiritual, past life? And then you'll be able to clear that. Okay, Monica and then Robin Odom. Is Monica still here? I'm sorry, Sandoval. Look at all us queens here. I would never, ever, ever proclaim healing with these keys if I didn't personally go through the healing that these keys offered. Every single key. Emotional trauma, I had sexual trauma and physical trauma, and I lost a child. These keys work. Generational trauma, I had it from my mom and my dad. These keys work, you guys. It's just truth. When you hear truth, truth sets people free. And I do these lives so it gives people permission. They're like, oh my gosh, if Sandoval can do it, if Dawn can do it, if Rachel can do it, Rochelle, if they can go from a 10-10 pain, maybe I can too. So how do we apply it? So when you use the 7 keys, you get your yes and no. And your body tells you we cannot spiritually bypass our pain. You have to know what it is. Oh, thank you, Green-Eyed. Green-Eyed Sandoval. Green-Eyed sending Sandoval love. So you guys cannot bypass your pain. Your pain is just, it needs to communicate with you. There's something trapped here. And then you have to listen to it. And once you're done listening, you get the information. Then you can set it free. Does that make sense? Okay, Monica, are you here? If not, we're going to do Robin Odom. Okay, Robin, let's do you, love. Oh, Monica's here too. Okay, so we're gonna do Monica first, and then we're gonna get you right next. Okay, so Monica gave me permission. Yes, it's physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Past life, Monica. Persecution's cross. Yes. She needs more keys. Nope. That was it, Monica. Persecution's cross is huge, though. Aw, Vox. Yep, this is sacred space. This is sacred space, okay? I've turned on my spiritual antenna. Your guys like, what does that even mean? In my spiritual mastery course, we turn on our spiritual antenna because you promised when you came here that you would help people remember. It was your sacred contract and oath that I will live through the trauma and the trials. I will remember and I will help you remember. So that's why I tell everyone, share these keys and share it with everyone because you promised you would. You promised you'd wake up, remember, heal yourself, and then teach everyone else how to do it. So Monica, that was it, love. That was huge, though. That wasn't just it. That was huge. To you too, Seer. Did you get to a 0? Bonnie? Oh, Cheryl, I hope you're not feeling sad. Let the emotions come out. So Robin, you're up next. She gives me permission. Physical, emotional, spiritual, generational, past life. Past life, Robin. It's just my calling. I just have to claim that. Past life, persecution's cross. Robin, she needs more keys. Yes. So Robin, past life, persecution's cross. That'll get you to a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 0. I don't feel sad. I feel emotional. Yeah. Just let those emotions come up, you guys. Yeah, a lot of weight gain it's protection. Protection, protection, protection. 0! Green-Eyed has finally made it to a 0. Mass love. Mass love. What does the persecution cross mean, please? Okay. So the persecution cross, I actually came across this from a guy. I didn't take his course, but I did do his free week training. And I had always known I had a past life, right? Because I shared the story, but he specifically was teaching on the persecution's cross. Persecution's cross is people who have been killed multiple lifetimes for speaking their truth. Now, I had already cleared this when I had met him because I had multiple experiences of seeing myself in situations where I was tortured and killed for speaking truth. And in this life, specifically this life, we are at the end of the dispensation of this world. She is about to ascend, right? There's a mass awakening of women who are meant to speak their truth and bring heaven on earth. I'm not the only one that teaches this. Look up Kai Ra. She teaches the Sophia codes. We are here to activate and help people remember to ascend. That is called exaltation. Jesus did that. God did that. Mother Mary did that. You descend below all things, and then you bring heaven on earth. How do you bring heaven on earth? Through truth. Through whose truth? Through your truth. How do you get your truth? It's with the kingdom and God within inside of you. You connect with pure source. You teach pure truth, and it awakens people up to their truth. There is no distortion. It is pure, unadulterated truth. And that's what these keys are. So when I test yes for the past life and yes for persecution's cross, it means that particular person, male or female, has been silenced multiple lifetimes. And this is a lifetime for them to release that cross so that they could step fully into their spiritual gifts. Because there's this cross that they're afraid to speak their truth because I've been silenced in multiple lifetimes. That was me. I was so terrified of speaking truth about these keys. I had these keys for a long time, but I didn't start sharing them publicly through the masses until recently. It was only with my one-on-one clients. So Jacqueline, get these keys for free in my free guide. Click my picture, get the free guide. Okay, I just did this for my daughter who has seizures and she started overheating. So if she's getting too hot, you need to test. But a lot of times, you guys, when you're cleaning out the cupboard, you're cleaning out the stuff, it looks like a disaster. It's like worse before it gets better. It's almost like you just took the lid off of the pain. So the pain's gonna scream and then it's gonna come down. So we had a lady the other day, we tapped in, the key told truth. She went from a 10 to 12. It freaked her out. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm at a 12 pain. Just breathe, just breathe. And it slowly went down all the way to a 0. Mermaid, if you are afraid of speaking your truth, then you would test. Test if it's a past life. Test if you have the persecution's cross. Yes, you're so welcome, love. How can people from Europe pay for your teaching? I don't know. Does it not let you? Send me a private message and we'll figure something out. Do we get any benefits from listening? 100%. 100%. Just by knowing the keys, just by learning the keys and knowing that you can heal yourself, that you have a gift, intuition, then 100%, just by hearing these things, you can change and release the pain. Okay, she's in Ireland and she paid. So yeah, if you just click on my link, it'll, I think it does change the money to your money. I know that. Yes. So you guys check spam because my guide sometimes goes into the spam mail. So Robin, there was another key. Nope. So Monica, how are you doing? Natasha, how are you doing? Johanna, how you doing? Okay, perfect. Yeah, it usually goes into spam for some reason. Look up Heather Ashley or the truth code. I'm glad you found it though. Life-changing, you guys. Share these keys with your friends. 11 to a 0. Monica. Monica. And Seer is at a 0. Can you guys all at Monica? Just so many hearts. And then also Seer. Seer's home. Bonnie, down to a 5. Okay, I just proved to everyone on here that these keys work. That I did not do the healing. I am not a healer. You are for yourself. You cannot spiritually bypass. But when you have the keys, you can do this work. When you have the keys and you have your yes and no, you become unstoppable. Nobody can lie to you. Nobody can pull one over you. You will never be gaslit for your pain. You will know exactly where your pain comes from. And then not only that, when you get my $27 guide, you guys, when you get my $27 guide, I teach you all the 7 keys. I teach you how to do this for other people safely with free agency. We're not going around healing people. We're not professing to be healers. We're asking people. We're letting them know. Christy, 7 keys, okay? When you have the 7 keys, it unlocks all your truth. And when you get your yes and no, which is your intuition, that speaks to you. Stan Store is safe. It is universal. It's like TikTok is an affiliate with Stan Store. So you will see it doesn't even take you into another, it'll say like, you're leaving this site. Be careful. It doesn't even say that. It goes right to my store. Got goosebumps while explaining what I was doing. Ooh, yeah. Yes, Monica. So I'll just plug this in and then I gotta go. I have a spiritual mastery course. Who is this course for? This course is for the people who ever since you were a child, you knew you were meant for more. It is this overwhelming feeling that you knew that you were meant for something big, that you were meant to help people at a bigger level, that you were meant to shine your light so brightly, and you know that you have very specific spiritual gifts. Okay, I've always known since I was a very little girl. You were like the defender of truth. You would give your shirt off to the person who is freezing. You're always looking to serve. You're always looking to give. You have been called. Many are called, but few are chosen. Because the work to become that person that you want to become, it does take work. You have to awaken your spiritual gifts. You have to step into that godhood, that pure connection, and you have to be willing to share your truth without fear of judgment or people thinking badly of you or calling you a liar or whatever. And so in my spiritual mastery course, I teach you how to first awaken your antenna fully so that you know exactly what your purpose is and you call in your people. You'll know your spiritual name, okay? These are spiritual practices. This is not an easy course that you just watch. This is an active, participating spiritual mastery course. So it's $397, but you can do monthly payments. I think it's $36 a month if you decide to do the payment option plan. So if you want my free guide, you guys, make sure you're following me. Click my picture, it'll send you to my profile, my Stan Store. Make sure you're following me. Get my free guide. I go live every day. I teach these keys for free. So if you know people struggling with anxiety, depression, sickness, chronic sickness, share this video with them and say, hey, this person is giving away free information that you might be interested in. It might help. I love you. I'm thinking of you and I'm praying for you, friend. Okay? So that is what you guys can do. So make sure you follow me, you share, get the free guide and read it. It gives you everything you need to do what I do. Okay? It takes a little bit longer because the system for the yes and no, you use your whole entire body, but it works and it's free. Yes, send this to your daughter, Yvette. I love it. You are so welcome. Thanks for letting me hold space for you guys. For the women who are still processing and working, just trust in your breath. Don't stop breathing. Don't stop breathing, okay? You got this. You got this. You guys are powerful. And you did it all on your own. You held sacred space. You used the keys. And now you're able to release because you didn't spiritually bypass, right? Thank you, Scarlett. I really don't have a schedule, you guys. I kind of go on based off of my, I will not be on Sunday, but I will be back on Monday, probably in the middle of the day, probably around 2 or 3. Okay, in between our spiritual mastery session. So Monday is when I will be back on. Yes, thanks, Missy. All right, love you guys so much. Have a beautiful weekend.